Welcome to ItzRafiq. In this video I am going to explain about Chapter 3 Database Part 2 MySQL Class 10 Computer Science. You have already studied about Part 1 in Class 9. There you have studied about relational database, MS Access. If you remembered, you can recall what is a database. So here we are recalling what is a database. Database means it is a organized collection of systematic information. When we collect information in a systematic way, suppose I am collecting the student details in a table like roll number, name, class, marks, etc., then it will be called as a database. There are different kind of database you have learned in class 9, RDBMS, DBMS, then flat database. So here we are going to learn about RDBMS. Inside RDBMS, MySQL is there, which is open source database application, and about MySQL we are going to learn here. So let's see what are the learning objective of this video. We are going to learn different type of MySQL commands. We are going to learn how to create a database and tables, and also we'll learn some DML commands. So let's begin the video. So before learning anything, always we have to show respect to the person who are behind this thing. When we talk about Apple, we know the person behind Apple is Steve Jobs. But when we are learning any programming language, any mathematical equation formula, we never learn the person name behind it. So these are the person who are behind MySQL. First one is David Exmark, Alan Larson, and Michael Widener's. So how this MySQL name came? Actually MySQL, it is a bit from MySQL is came directly from Michael's daughter, which is My. So he loved his daughter, so they keep their project name as My, means first the daughter name, after SQL. SQL means structured query language, and it was developed in 1995. Why MySQL? There are different software for creating databases, like MS Access is there, Oracle is there, SQL is there. So why again MySQL? First, it is an open source application, and we know open source application means anyone can do modify, edit, and they can use it according to their uses. So as it is open source, also we don't have to pay anything. So it is free to use, and everyone love free things. Second point, it work with many operating system, for example Android, Linux, Windows, Mac OS, etc. MySQL support up to 50 million of rows, means in a table you can store up to 50 million or more records. So actually it supports a very large database, and just inside a table you can store up to 4 GB of data. MySQL is customizable, as Android operating system is customizable. If you buy an Android mobile of different companies, then you will see the OS look different, but the OS is same only, Android. Why it's look different? Because the companies customized according to their needs. So here also MySQL can be customized by the programmer according to their need. It handles large subset of functionality. There are many functions which makes our database work easier. Different type of SQL commands. It is very important for examination. You will have to learn full form of each types and uses plus at least 2 command inside all the categories. First come DDL, means data definition language. It's create the structure of the table, deleting table, altering table, or creating a database. Inside DDL we get these commands: create for creation, alter for modification, drop for delete, truncate to join. After that comes DML, data manipulation language. This is responsible for changes in a database. So after creating a table, if we want to add information inside the table, we use insert. To modify the information, we use update, and to delete information, we use delete command. Here you will see alter and update are similar, and drop and delete, they are similar. Their work is similar but different. Like alter, they modify the structure, but update, they modify the information. Drop, they deleted the whole table or the whole database. Delete, they delete only a specific information from the table or stored inside the table. When we use the drop command, they delete the whole table along with the structure. If we delete information, just particular information will get deleted, but table will be still there. After that come DCL. It is used to take back authority from a database user. Just assume in a bank, while an employee is working in a bank, he get authority to the bank server. But if the person leave the job, then the bank have to take back his permissions. Otherwise, he might do anything to the bank database. So this can be done by using grant and revoke. Grant means to give permissions, and revoke to take back the permission. The full form of DCL is data control language. Then TCL, transition control language. It's mainly we use with DML commands, means when we are inserting, deleting records or updating record. At that time we use TCL commands. Inside TCL we get mainly three commands: commit, rollback, and save point. And the last one, DQL, data query language. It is used to fetch data from a database. Inside DQL we get select, show, and help. So these are the 5 commands. This sometimes comes for 4 marks or 5 marks for long questions. So remember the whole slide only, you remember, it will be helped to answer the long question. Installing and opening MySQL. So let's see how to install MySQL. For installing MySQL, first we will go to a web browser. Let it be Chrome or any web browser you can use it. And in the browser you search MySQL. And inside MySQL you will get this option, MySQL. Click that option, and here you will get download option. Click on download. Inside download you will get here try it free. You can do that. Not try it free. Or after searching MySQL you are getting here MySQL installer, that you click it and you are getting the installer links. So here you will get different version of MySQL. You can select the version from here, and after that you select your operating system, and plus download option will be there. If you have an 64-bit OS you can select the 64. If you have an 30-bit OS you can select the 32-bit OS. So this way you can install the MySQL app, and after installing MySQL you can use this to open the MySQL. Go click on start button, the start button will appear. I am using Windows 11, so in Windows 11 the start button look like this, and after that you click start button. In search menu you can type MySQL command line and click there, and it will open. You will see when the MySQL will open for the first time, it will ask you permission password. When we install MySQL, at that time only we have to give password. So whatever password you have set while installing, you will write that. So my password is 1234 and enter. So you will see here came the version of MySQL plus some information about it and this MySQL. That means my MySQL is working. Now here if I want to see the version, which version I am using right now, so we can write select version semicolon. So I am using right now 8.0.35 version. So this way you can open MySQL. Now let's go back and see some other commands creating a new database. So in MySQL, to create a database we use create database command. Database, it's like a container, it contains tables. It's just like your bag. Inside your bag you can keep more books, copies, pencils, pens, these things you can keep. So inside a database we can keep table. When we create a database, we have to create at least one table, otherwise our database will be useless, and there is no limit of number of tables. We can create as much as tables. So the command is create database, after that name of the table. For example, if you want to create a database with name school, we will write create database school, and to execute the command we have to give semicolon. In MySQL, when we put a semicolon, that means that statement end there and it will execute the statement. If you do not write semicolon, it will not execute. After creating a database, if we by mistakenly create any database and if we want to delete it, then we can use drop database command. The format is drop database, then the name of the database, let be delete the school database, then drop database school. And also one thing, remember, the database name should be always unique. If you already have a database with similar name, then it will not allow you to create that particular database. The name must be unique. If in my computer already a school database is present, then I can create a database with name school 1, 2, something like that. So let's try to create a database. We'll go to MySQL command line, MySQL, so this is our SQL. First password 1234. Now, as I have already spoke about the command, our command is create database school. I think I already have a database with this name, so let's see whether it will create or not. So it came error, cannot create database, school database exists. It means I already have a database with the similar name. So what will be the option? Create database school. After the name I can give a number, school 1, semicolon, query OK. When we will get a reply like query OK, that means our database or our command, whatever command we are writing, that is successfully worked. If error comes, it means there is some mistake, that's why it does not execute. Now if we do not give the semicolon, then what happens? Let's write create command again, create database school 2. Then suppose I forgot to give semicolon and press enter key. You will see just one arrow key will be there. There is no output. So we must give semicolon to execute the queries or the commands. If you do not give semicolon, it will not execute. Now, as I have forgot to give the semicolon, even we can put it on next line. So we can give it here, query OK. That means one more database is created. Now we will go back to the presentation. Selecting a database. Oh, here we have one more information. Drop a database. Drop database means deleting. Let's see how to delete a database. Like I have already created 3 databases with the name school. School 1, school 2. Now I don't have required school 1 and school 2 database. So to delete that databases, the command is drop database school 1. So I have deleted. Again, now you will see this command directly it will come when we press up arrow key. The command will appear automatically. We do not have to write. So now we will write drop database school 2. So I am getting the previous one, and instead of 1 I am writing 2 semicolon enter. Cannot drop database 2, database does not exist. Oh, school 2 already deleted. So this way we can remove databases from our MySQL server. Now how to select the database? For selecting database we use school use command. For example, if we are going to use school database, we will use school. But before that we have to see one more command. That command is used to see the existing databases. Now suppose I am opening MySQL after a long time. I don't remember what databases are available in my computer. Now I want to see what databases are there in my computer. So we will write create, not create, the command is show, show databases semicolon. Now you will see in my MySQL server these databases are available. There are too many databases, and here school database, school 1, school 2, these are also available. Now let's delete school 1, drop database school 1, query OK. That means it is deleted. Now let's delete school 2 database. Now instead of 1 I will write 2 semicolon, query OK. Now let's see whether these are still available or not. So databases, now we'll see school 1 and school 2 are not available here. Now let's go back to the presentation. Oh, selecting a database. Now let's work under school database. So for selecting school database we will use school and semicolon. Now you'll see database changed. That message came. That means our database is changed. Now data types. This is important. When we are creating a table, for each column which type of data we are going to store, that we have to define. In MySQL we get mainly 3 kinds of data: string, numeric and dates. In string we are getting again character, varchar and text. In character we can store from 0 to 255 characters, varchar also 0 to 255 characters. In text it allows us to store till 65,535 characters. Now there is difference between character and varchar that you have to remember. Character, it is fixed length. Suppose I am assigning a field as character 20, size is 20, but while writing information I wrote only a 2 character information, then still that field will occupy 20 characters. But in worker, if I am assigning a field as 50 as size, but writing time I used only 5 character, so the remaining 45 character will be not used in the computer memory. So variable character, it is useful when we do not know the exact number of character that is user going to write. For example, names, each name contain different number of characters, so we cannot predict exactly how many character the user will use. But again, for grades or genders, we know that user can give just 1 character. Numeric, here we are getting integer int. Here we can store integers. Float, if we have decimal numbers then we can use float, and if you use float till up to 32 digit or 23 digit we can store. Double, if we have a longer number than 23 digit then we have to use double. And we get dates. In date again we get the type as date, year, date, time. Now date, if you want to write the date, like today's date is 7/12 and 2024. So if you want to store in this way, you will use date. Year, suppose you want to store only 2024, you will use year. Date, time. Then if you will see in Aadhaar card appointment letter, their timestamp is written. First time is there, after that date is there. So if you want to store that type of information, then date, time. So these are the most used data type of MySQL. Now let's come to table. Table are the building blocks of a database. Table consists rows and columns, and we store information inside the table only. And in a table, its columns denote as field, its row denote as records. Also you will have to remember the number of row is known as cardinality, and the number of column denote as degree of the table. Now the syntax to create a table. The create table command is used to create a table. The syntax is this one, you can see, create table, table name. Suppose I am creating a table student, so the name will be create table student. Then column 1, whatever we are going to store, it can be roll number. Then data type, it can be integer. Size specially we required when we use character types of data. For date and integer we do not have to mention the size. And constraint means they are the rules to ensure the validity of the data. Like in constraint, if we write null, then it will allow empty values. If we write not null, so the field must contain some values. So let's try to create a table. We'll go to MySQL. We are already in school database. So here also again we can see what tables are present here. For that we can write show tables. This command is used to see the existing table inside a database. So inside my school database I already have a table student. Let's delete the table. I am going to create a new table again. So for deleting the table, the command is drop table student. And remember, drop command is permanent. If we are deleting a table or a database, it is permanent. We are not going to get it back. So be careful while you are deleting a table or a database. So the table is deleted. Now again, if I write show tables, you will see empty sets, means nothing is there. Now let's try to create a table with the name student. So our command will be create table student bracket. Now first we'll write the column name. Let the column name as roll number, roll underscore number. Now to assigning column name, you will have to remember your column name must be started with character. it should not contain a space. If required, you can put underscore. It should in the range of 1 to 64 characters. It should not contain the reserved words like select, show, table. This you cannot use as a table name, and your table name cannot start with a number. Your table name cannot start with a space. So these things you remember while assigning table name or the column names. Now roll number. After roll number, the data type I am selecting as int. Int is the data type. For integer we don't have to give the size, and now constraint I am setting as primary key. Primary key means it is the unique key of the table which define that this field is unique. Means its roll number of the table should be unique. Same roll number cannot be repeat. Next line, we can continue in the same line, or to look or to make it readable, we can go to next line and we can write the next column. The next column let be name. Here data type I am taking as worker. Worker means variable character, and in bracket will put the size. I am giving the size as 20 characters, and I am giving constraint as not null. Not null means this column is important. Here the user must put some values. After that I am writing gender. Gender I am giving the data type as character, and size I am giving as 1. 1 means user will write either M or F. After that I can write age. Here data type I am giving as integer, and I am closing a bracket. That is the starting bracket which is started after student. I am closing the bracket, and to execute the command we will write semicolon. You will see query OK came. That means my table is successfully created. Now after creating the table, if we want to see the structure, then we can write DESC, then student. Student is the name of the table. So to display the structure of a table, we write DESC command. So this is our structure of the table. We have 4 columns: roll number, name, gender, age. Data types are integer, worker, character, integer, and null. In 2 fields set as no. No means not null is applied. When we set primary key, automatically it become not null, means we have to put some values. And gender and age there, yes, that means there we can put null values. And default, nowhere set any default key. On roll number we put primary key. So this is the description of our table. We can also write DSCRIB, describe the name of the table, to see the structure of the table. So you will see the same work. If we write this command, still we can see. Now how to put information inside a table. To put information inside a table, we use insert command. So we'll write insert into, then name of the table. The table name is student, then values. After that we can come to next line, or we can continue in same line, bracket. You will see where we are putting integer, there just we'll write the number, let the roll number 1, and while we are giving character value, we will have to put inverted comma, either it can be double or single. Let the name be Ram, comma, gender let be male, comma, and age let be 16, 15, bracket close. If we have to put multiple records together, then after closing the bracket we can give comma, again bracket, we can write the next record, to Sita, gender female, and age let it be 14, and bracket close. And while you have wrote all the records, to execute the command we will put a semicolon. If If you do any mistake here, somewhere you forgot to close a inverted comma, or somewhere you forgot comma, then it will not work. You will get query error. So let's execute the command. So two query, okay, 2 rows affected, that means 2 rows added in my table. Now after adding the record, to see the information, we'll write select star. Star means I am selecting all the columns from, then the table name is student. So by writing this command, we can see the information inside the table. If I want to see selected columns, then we'll write select. Suppose I want to see the name and age, name comma age from student. So we can see selected column by using this. So for today, it's already half an hour. For today, this much only. We are going to learn other commands, other DML commands in next video. We learned here just one DML command, insert. There are 2 more, update and delete, that we are going to learn after next video. Also we have to learn alter command. So we will continue in next only. In one video it cannot finish. So thank you for watching. See you in a new video. Till then, take care and bye.